Okay, yeah, starting at the next minute, I'm going to take a moment of silence for the violence that happened Friday. Before I start this gaming session tonight, I'm going to take a moment of silence. I'm late tonight because I woke up late, had to take my medicine. I had to take a shower because, I was telling you I was going to well, I fell asleep right after I got off that freaking stream. So, but I'm going to take a moment of silence here in a few minutes for the 10 people that died Friday. Okay, that's the minute. So we're going to go to the swinging cat. I'm going to make sure that I am online before I say my next statement. I decry all forms of racial violence. All forms. I don't support none of it. Whether it be black on black, white on black, black on white, I don't support none of it. And I'm not virtual signaling. I'm just saying that because it's important. There are good and bads in all races, all creeds and colors, all people. Gays and straight, they are good gays, they are bad gays. They are good straights, bad straights. There's bad and good in every sect. That's my statement here. I'm going to stick to it. I mean, good meaning your walk will guide you between you and God. I mean, there's good and bad people amongst all of us, meaning that there's some of us that are going to do bad things and some of us are going to do good things. And that guy Friday, no matter what his intent was bad. They're saying he was a racist. I don't believe everything they say. He probably was. But see, I don't believe this media anymore, so I can't go on what they say. I'm waiting to see. Indeed, I'm not even going to podcast on it until I get some facts. I didn't even know what was going on. I was with karaoke Friday. I read about it later. I see how people get busy and don't know what's going on. I'm usually not in that boat because usually I'm at home and not doing anything. So I'm late to the game on it. I think I read about it Sunday morning when I woke up. I'm pretty sure. I don't even remember if it's Friday or Saturday. When did you do it? Friday or Saturday? Well, it was a busy weekend. Either way, it was evil. No matter what his reasons was, he was evil. You don't know me, I don't discuss politics on these streams, but it's important because I think, did he not stream it from one of these sites? I think it was streamed. I didn't find out which one he streamed it from. Forgive me for being ignorant on it. He was evil. Let's give her... Did I give her a shower before I put her... I think I did. Won't give her no shower. I don't even think I'll change her clothes. I think I changed her earlier. We'll just leave her as is. And I'm going to the bathroom. And from now on, I'm not commenting anymore. I don't know what went on. I'm going to try to find out. I don't trust the media. All I know is it was an act of evil. And I decry all forms of that kind of violence. She's already got a bounty on her. She's already got a bounty. Which one? Let's walk around the neighborhood.
Come over anytime after 7. This homebrew will kick your little ass.
I may not make her still today. Dude, I may let her be a good sport today. We'll see.
What up, virgin?
She accidentally does something, that's going to be one thing. She's not going to literally do any acts of evil today.
Sorry about that.
She might have to steal a vehicle or two. Other than that. Is that the police after her? I know she's got the bounty on her. There's a vehicle parked. It's open. What chances is that? It must be one that guys want for it to be open. Pretty day in Los Angeles today. Sun's out. People are out. I don't know what I'm going to have her do today.
I'm DJing on Friday. You said it.
Every time,
Okay. Just think though, there must be real people that does this. Just strolls around. I mean, I would see some of the same vehicles all day long. I would hope that they're Ubers or something.
Go for a fucking eye test.
go fuck yourself.
Am I even talking? Yeah, I'm talking.
Good news, I'm pregnant again. No, I'm in Los Santos right now, idiot.
My last comment on that stuff though, but the media is stirring all this hate. Both sides.
Well, that's really rude.
With the exception of the few that are just trying to report the truth. The CNNs and the Foxes, they're stirring a lot of this racial divide.
Hello there.
The mainstream. They want to see this country fail. The best way to get it to fall is just like the Bible says. Turn everybody against each other. That's been their goal from the very beginning. And I better hush because I don't discuss this stuff on this game stream. That's sort of what goes back to morals and dogma and what it talked about. Mm-hmm. It had me so confused I didn't even know if I believed in God anymore. But I'm glad I read it. Even though it did had added years of confusion. I came back. He brought me back. So at the end of the day, I'm thankful. See, I can tell you what their plan is just by reading it. He brought me back. He called me back. Just like the prodigal son. She had to get a new vehicle. I'm not buying her anything, so I didn't sell any today. I need to try to get her into a police chase so I can try to rank her up some. You know, you get into ranks as, when you get in police chases. Or you have to take missions. You can take missions too. I wish I could find an easy mission. If I could find an easy mission, I'd take an easy mission. I don't know if I feel like anything tedious tonight. I actually slept at 1 a.m. I'm in a parking lot. Dang it, I got into a parking lot. Now I gotta try to get out of the parking lot. Is that our way out? I feel like... No, that's just another part of the parking lot. On my way home. Whoa, now how do you... Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. The way out. Woohoo! There we go. I'm going back up. Let's see which is the road. Oh, it's a blue car. She loves blue cars. But it's liable to trigger the police. But I guess she could use a police chase. I guess she could use a police chase. It's open. Well, what's the chances of that? It's open. It's just like it was hers for the taking. I gotta figure out how to get out now. She's in the jailhouse now. She's in the jailhouse now.
No, don't worry, it's no big.
And I think I see the exit maybe. Is that it? Yeah, there's it. She's in the jailhouse. She needs to be in the jailhouse. She's a thief. She's a thug. run over people.
Whoa. God. Whatever.
It's in the jailhouse now. I'll make sure we get on the road. I don't want to be back in the parking lot. There's a road waiting for you. There's a road waiting for you. There's a road waiting for you. Make sure you take the narrow road, 'cause the broad road leads to destruction. Make sure you take the narrow road. I need some of that too, 'cause I'm always broad. I try to keep my faith narrow. Unfortunately, with my life, I'm broad. I'm all over the map. And that ain't good. I'm working on it though. I'm working. Slowly but working. Just need to make sure I don't run out of time. That's important. Because when you run out of time, you're stuck with whatever the consequences it is, whether you cheated yourself at heaven or you actually end up in hell based on your decision with Christ. There's not always time to change the road you're on. The big lie from Satan. There's always time to change the road you're on. Oh, my sweet Satan. Well, no other path would make me sad with power of Satan when you turn it backwards. That's as big a lie. That's as big a lie. There's always time to change the road you're on. That's why I work on mine every day. Even though I see me going down the wrong path, I keep slapping myself, trying to wake myself up. Because it's not always time to change that road you're on. It could be today. It could be the next second. Anything could happen. You could just drop dead. I work on my road daily. There's always a bunch of stumbling blocks in my way, but I keep going. A lot of stumbling blocks. Some are my own, some are other people. Many of them are my own that I set for myself when I was younger and dumber. Had all kinds of attitudes and other stuff in my life. Woo! We said we could do it. She do it. She done it. She done it. She done it. She actually ranked up some. I don't really know if those backwards messages are really what they're saying, or does our brain just think it. But I wrote a song off that stuff. Some of my own songs and a lot of TV programs. I turned all kinds of things backwards. Wrote that song off of it. Speeches, president speeches, etc. And it's called EOH, off my third album. It's made up of what I conceived in my ears with backward stuff. Now, whether those words were really what was being spoken, I can't tell you. But that's what I heard in my ears. One of them was my own song. The Dead Day Walk. I got that from UFOs in the Sky. I need to find the clip and put it up. See if anybody else hears it or it was just me. I want to turn it backwards and listen to it again. Just to see. Or did I just imagine? Either way, I wrote a song about it, whether I was imagining it or not. It sparked a song, so Imaginary Night as it spoke to, but I'm gonna turn it backwards. I mean, we're talking about years later, at least a decade. See if I still hear the same thing or I hear something different. I turned some of George W.'s speeches backwards, some of Obama's speeches backwards, some news clips backwards.
What's happening?
And thus, I got the lyrics to that song. And a little ad-lib too. Like if it didn't make sense, I changed it and made it make more sense. Some of it still don't make no sense, like a part about the eyes being foggy. I liked it, I left it in there. I thought it sounded poetic, so I left it in there. Even though I thought it didn't make no sense. I think it does make some sense though. Because when you kind of look at this stuff, you're always looking through a fog. But sometimes you see clearly through the fog. Sometimes guide will let you just see things clearly.
You're fucking nothing! Hey! I don't know if I can take this city much longer.
And then it's like you wake up. The wording don't make no sense, but the meaning does. She's almost back home. She's going up the hills.
What the hell kind of person?
Whoa, her blue car's getting tore up. A blue car's getting tore up, man. She's high, she's just sliding. She can't help it. She's just a sliding. I've got to get her back right. Look at that moon. Look at them clouds. That's neat. Even though it's drawn, it's neat. Sometimes you even love the game scenery, but you got to remember it's all fake. It's not real. Got two visitors selling views. I don't buy views. Okay, let's see. All I do is play video games and give you my opinion. Some people agree, some people don't. I don't usually give much opinion here. Sometimes I do. But I do it on podcasts. And I advertise it as just that, an opinion piece. Because that's exactly what it is. I'd be lying to you if I was telling you it was just the news. But it's mostly my opinion. I cover the news and I read headlines. But it's an opinion piece. I'm clear on that. And my opinions are mine and mine alone. They don't represent anybody else. Sometimes I might read you someone else's opinion. If I'm talking about another individual. And I might give you a synthesis about what I think they mean, but even that would be just their opinion. Mine may not even represent them. It would be just a representation of what I'm talking about what I thought I was talking about.
I don't like the way you look at it.
I'm trying to do less of that now that I'm getting older and getting more wiser, but I've had no training in none of this stuff. So I'm kind of just learning as I go along. I haven't been trained in anything. I trained myself. I trained myself to do music with this, except for the little bit of mini training I had at school, and I didn't even pay attention to most of that. And even had a teacher tell me that I was going to regret that decision one day. And boy, was she right. She was right. Must not cared about your car too much. She started coming back at me. Won't even let me out.
WTF.
Knocked me off the road and then won't even let me out.
I hope it's gonna be a stress-free day.
I like it that way. Because you can't say nobody else done it for you. You figured it out yourself. And what God allowed you to figure out. You got to put everything on Him too, because He's the one that allows it all. Which is what Rodney was preaching on this morning. He's the one that allows it all. You don't have anything that He didn't allow you to have. Oh God, I'm getting messed up. Did she get through out of her car? No, that was somebody she got hit. Okay. I was checking to make sure she was still in the car. Oh, her blue car is all banged up now. Her blue car is all banged up.
I don't do homeboy, no.
If I could find the guy that paints them up, I'd go get the painting. Let's see if I can find him. There's 4 of them, you know.
Can I have some money?
She's bad. She don't follow traffic rules. She's like she comes from a country of no laws.
Diet sodas are actually worse.
She don't follow the traffic rules. Let's make her stop. We'll make her stop. I'm gonna make her.
We met at the bar last night.
Okay, there we go. Roads. Well, I'm going. I need no roads. She got it again. Well, what about that? She got it 2 times in a row. Wasn't that neat? That was neat. She done it twice. That sky's still neat too. Edging on up towards 11.
Anything you can spare.
What is that place? Liquor store.
Oh, hey, thanks for calling. Yeah, I have the perfect guy for your film.
It makes money, but you're also aiding and abetting to destroying people's lives, so I frown on it. Smokes and drugs and alcohol. Those are low things to make money off of. I don't completely condemn it. I'm like my daddy. This used to be my daddy. He worked the stores that sold it. He didn't like it. He hated it. But anytime he got to vote on the ballot, he always voted to vote no for the Sunday. Now they eventually got the Sunday legal because if you look around town, what's mostly made up of this town, besides the mills, is either convenience stores or liquor stores and restaurants that sell booze. So they wanted it legal on Sunday. So they got it voted in on Sunday. But my father, even though he sold it, even though he was a manager, he didn't own the store. If he'd owned it, he probably wouldn't have sold it. He always voted no for it. I'm kind of the same way. I don't 100%, because I realize there are people that uses it to make money. But I couldn't do that. Just saying. Because you're aiding and abetting the destruction of somebody's life. And you can write it off and say, oh, well, it was their choice. And for some people it don't destroy, but a lot of people it does. There's a lot of lives, marriages, car crashes, ruined lives, etc. Deaths from alcoholic poisoning. I can name 3 major performers that I know of that died of that. Hank Williams, the guy they like to moan his songs. Hey, good looking. Why? He was in his car and he died. And then you got Jimi Hendrix, who had it in his system. And you had Jim Morrison. Three people which I love. I like Hank. And if y'all want to know one of the things that kept me straight, besides probably being raised like my father been the way he was, is he drunk a handful of times in my life I seen him. And that was during my time. Now, he might have drunk a little more during them years that I wasn't around. I was a late baby. He was in his 40s in the 80s when I was a kid. So he might have drunk a few more times that I didn't see. But I could have counted them on my hands. He would usually get a drink for New Year's Eve with his brother, my uncle. He would sometimes drink with him. And that was rare. And even then, he'd only drink a little bit in the glass. And he'd drink a beer every once in a while for his kidneys, when his kidneys would start in. Those were the handful of times he'd drink. But even though he didn't drink, he ended up dying with liver disease, the non-alcoholic liver disease. He turned to cancer. But it was most of them musicians that died on drugs and alcohol, and the ones that ruined their lives, like Nikki Sixx eventually wrote that book on. That was the #1 influencer besides growing up in the years of Say No to Drugs, and that probably had a little bit of effect on me too, because I grew up hearing that. But it wasn't even that sold it more than anything. It was seeing all the dead deaths of people that I liked, the music, that all died on drugs or alcohol. It wasn't even God or anything that made me not want anything to do with Bible. It was seeing all those messed up lives. And so I decided early on, like when I was getting into music, I wanted no part of it. And I still, to this day, don't drink. Don't do no drugs except for what they give me, and I should probably do those. Because they got me on a whole bunch of freaking medications right now. Somebody who didn't like drugs. But at the same time, anytime I've gambled and just stopped taking them, and believe me, stubborn me has pulled it, it ended up hurting me. Stubborn me has pulled that. Tried to stop it. Like when I decided I'm taking too much diabetes medicine. I don't want to take no more of this. I'd lay off of it, and then poof, my diabetes would get bad. And when I didn't want to take the high blood pressure medicine, the doctor actually okayed this one. He told me, well, go ahead and try it. We'll try to cut it out, but if you start getting high again, start again. Well, I did it. I mean, I just didn't want to be on medicine at all. I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't want to be on medicine. But I'm not going to kill myself at the same time. There have been stupid people that have done stuff like that. I mean, just go look. There's people that you can read about that was for religious reasons or whatever. They were stupid and they didn't take their medicine. And they ended up dying. Getting cultish. Cultish.
that deadline?
Where are the cars I requested? I tell you where. Still not stolen. Work, please. Please.
Which cars are you wanting, buddy? Is there a list of the cars that he wants? Let me look and see.
Lo sé, pero estás mejor sin aquel imbécil. Anda, no llores. ¿Por qué no vienes a comer con nosotros?
Let's go to the H. 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 And then my short lifespan, I don't bring them up because it's public, but I've known some actual real cases of people running their lives too. But I'm not going to name them, but I will name the public figures I grew up loving. She ain't a liberal. You wrong, buddy. She ain't conservative or liberal. She's a damn criminal. The car's kind of slow. I think it's eventually picking up speed. Yeah, it is. It takes it a while. She's in a police chase now. I've never stolen one of those. I always see them and want them, but I've never gotten one. I'm talking about them green ones. That's one of the things I've been having my eyes on about her. I've never been able to get one. Those lime green cars. I want her to get one so bad. That's a cop hiding in a regular car. That's an undercover cop, y'all. He was trying to knock her off the road. Wonder if there's any more around. I'll find out. The one that comes towards her is the undercover cop. The one that tries to hinder her is the undercover cop. Take it to the living, yeah, said Hinder. You know, they picked the perfect title. Because there's always a hindrance. And when you hear their title, you think of being hindered. Then if you're a Hinder fan, you're going to remember the band Hinder. That was actually a smart strategic plan. To actually find a word that would be in people's everyday vocabulary. Steer me out. If it's a purpose, it's a purpose for the I had to die. I can make it through another of your episodes of last night. One of your petty moves you lose before you lose control. In some ways, if you think about it, that song ain't completely 100% about the drug. It's more about he's trying to just get her to shut up. Hit the song. Just get to the business, because that's all that relationship's good for. My opinion, of course. Just my translation of what I get out of it. I do like singing it, though. I didn't like singing it in the beginning because y'all know me. I'm opinionated about the drug situation. And yes, I include marijuana in that. A lot of people don't. I do. Boy, I don't like that smell. Now, I've heard that it doesn't always smell that way. I've heard that now from several sources. So I'm going to take it that it doesn't smell that way. I have an opinion on that. This is just strictly an opinion, and I got to thinking about it. You know, it is one of the deemed substances that they have put people in jail over. I have this theory, and maybe it's just my theory, and it may be a real theory, and it may be even discussed among people, but I'm not even an expert on drugs at all. Meaning it's not a part of my life, so I only know what I've read and heard. I have no intentions of trying it to find out. Even the effects of just smelling it has affected me bad, so I wouldn't want to put that in my body. My body, my choice. Just being at a concert one time and getting physically sick off the smell of it would repulsiate me from ever wanting to even try it. Because I'm telling you, that was a negative effect on me. And I knew that's what it was because I smelled it. When I figured out that it wasn't a diabetic spell. You see, diabetes spells are pretty bad too. Indeed, you pretty much have to always carry chocolate with you. Because those spells, and there has been times that I have not brought the chocolate, and boy, I paid for it. You get them spells, you gotta either have some orange juice or some chocolate. Orange juice is the best. It gives you the quick fix. Chocolate takes a few minutes. Orange juice will give you the real shot real quick. But my opinion is the DEA put that smell in there. So they know it when they smelled it. Just my opinion. That's what I thought. That's what I thought the minute I heard it didn't always have that smell. I heard on a radio cast one time, I don't remember who it was or where it was. You know, I listen to all kinds of radio, so I can't tell you. Then I recently ran into somebody who said the same thing. Somebody, anybody. That's my opinion. You know, they've always said that war on drugs here for the past 40 plus years. I think it started with Nixon. All the way through the Reagan administration. Bush administration sort of lacked off of it some. He was behind a lot of it. He just didn't want it bent on him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
Okay, let's see.
hell. Shit, yo.
But I'm no expert at all. I don't even know much about it because it's not a part of my life. So I intend to keep it that way.
Somebody playing, right?
I don't care how many dope peddlers out here try to push dope. You're not never getting it as a part of my life. You can peddle all you want.
Hey, buddy.
They're trying to build this all new cure for everything. I got her stuck.
Jesus Christ.
I'll have a blue Christmas without a blue car. I'll be so blue just thinking about blue cars. I don't know what got me on the blue cars. All throughout, like when I would, like I used to build Bozawood race cars and the GTs, Gran Turismo, I said GTA. And I'd give him red rims on his tires, and I'd always have him have a purple car. For some reason there lately, when I see them blue cars, I'm attracted to the blue cars. When I was a kid, I always wanted a red car. Red was always my color. Like, when I was a little kid, I had this obsession with red Corvettes. I guess because of that Prince song, who knows? Maybe it was that Prince song. You know, I was a big fan of Prince. But I wanted a Corvette. Well, the exception of the Knight Rider. Now, if I could have had the Knight Rider, it would have trumped the Corvette. But now, all of a sudden, when I see them little light blue cars in here, I'm always tempted for her to take the blue cars. Even though my thing was always red cars and then later on purple cars. At least in video game fantasies. They were always purple. Oh, he's coming. Let's see if I can outrun him. See if I can outrun that motherfucker. I do got that bit. There has been a time I did like a blue car. Back before my mother had to get the red Ford, we had a blue Ford. And it didn't have as much room as the red Ford. Color-wise, I like the blue one better. But At least front seat wise, I like the red one better. Did she go in that store? I'm gonna see. Yeah, I think she can. That door looks like it can go in.
You owe me 20 bucks.
Well, I'm gonna do the thing that my daddy was always prepared for. Oh yeah, she'll have to wait till she gets in there, so let's take it out of her hand.
Hello, friend. Okay, I'm trying.
Give me your money! Give me your money!
To make it
Give me your
fast.
money now! Now! Give me that money! Hurry up! I ain't got all day! Hurry up! Give me your money! Back to that deep voice thing.
There goes
Give
the
me your
family
money!
vacation.
Yes! There goes my points going up. Now I gotta get out of here. I can't. I'm not gonna take time to get over there to that red car, bitch. I'm just going to take the one that's closest to me. I'm gonna have to hotwire it. Now I gotta get out of here. That's the reason my daddy was always packing though, because he was usually the one running those stores. Indeed, he got to manage them. He would work his way up to the manager several times. And even if they didn't allow him to, he did it. Because he was going to protect his life. And if they just put their foot down, he'd just park next to the door and pray that he could get out there in time. He would. He'd pull his van right up to the back door. Most of them would let him. He only run into one that was a butthole, would let him. And that one, he told him, well, he said, I'm going to park next to the back door. I'm going to have my waiting. Now they're going to mention it on the stream. But he was always prepared to protect his life. Ooh. And that's, well, with the exception of that douchebag having the body armor, that's really your answer. The problem was he had body armor. That's a whole new ballgame. That means the douchebag was actually prepared. If they arrested him, he needs to be given the death penalty. He doesn't need to be left sitting alive. I don't care if he's mentally ill. He needs to be tried, sentenced, and executed in a court of law. Because what he did was a disaster to the human race on all fronts. It was despicable. He's like that Batman shooter. That Thing should have got the death penalty. That Thing. And I know the Thing was a mental ill patient. But I'm tired of that mental ill people getting off for everything. They've let mental ill people get off too long for mental illness. That is a disorder. That is a mental disorder in itself, letting mental ill people get off for their crimes. Now, yes, you have respect for mental people overall. You don't treat all mental people the same way. But when they're out doing murderous or hazardous behavior to the public, then you have to deal with them. Because like I said, everybody does a stint. People are depressed. That's considered a mental illness. People have panic issues. All mental illness isn't the same. And it shouldn't be treated the same. Criminal illness should be treated as criminal illness. And if the crime was very bad, the mental illness should end with the death penalty. That's my stance. Y'all realize that's what they did with Michael Myers and the Halloweens? Although they couldn't kill him anyway. He come back to life. But their liberal policies. If you listen to Sam Loomis, in the cutscenes in particular, he is begging them to not treat him that way. That he would use the system to escape. And in horror film movies, we all like Michael Myers, as if we were a horror fan. But in real life, he'd be a problem. He'd be a mental ill case problem, and that would escape through the cracks because of political correctness. Because we're afraid of offending everybody that has a mental illness, when mental illness shouldn't all be treated equally. It should be treated by case, and I'm not even bashing you people that are mentally ill. I'm just saying it needs to be treated case by case, and if it's criminal, you need to make plans for that criminality. And if it ended in people's deaths, in particularly mass shootings, it should always end with the death penalty. There should be no setting in life in prison for that individual. Because what they did hurt other lives. And I don't feel bad for saying that. Because there are people that are connected to those 10 people that were shot, that are now sad, going to be burying a loved one over some stupid lunatic that should have been locked away. Before he was ever allowed to commit a crime. Because if he was making threats, and that's what I'm reading. If he was making actual threats, not just perceived stuff, but actual threats, credible threats, then whoever let him slip through the cracks is responsible. Just as responsible as he is. Because these liberal policies is what has got us in the situations that you're in. It ain't guns, it ain't whatever you blame. It ain't even racism, it's mental illness. If he was that damn crazy, he was mentally ill. And he should have been dealt with. Now you also got to make sure that you're not perceiving mental illness. In other words, you're not falsely judging somebody, and that's another thing you have to weed out. But if he was making credible threats, violence, then he should have been dealt with. before he ever got to that supermarket. I understand why it's a touchy subject with people. Because there was a time they just locked anybody and everybody away that they thought was mentally ill, and it was sort of like a witch hunt. That's why. I'm on the wrong side of the road. Just trying to get her away from the police.
Christ alive!
Wonder if there's any way I can get right. No, there ain't. I'm just going to have to keep going and pray I can get around them until I can get clear to get off this. Oh boy, here we go. Now she's going right again. Well, I'm gonna have to get off here, man. I'm starting to get tired. She stopped by the Poe. She's probably not gonna get out of this one. They're probably gonna get her. Ah, I love when they scream. And for to make things clear, you don't do that in the real world. These are just NPCs. They're going to be alive again the minute you turn on the game. In real life isn't like that. When anything happens to them NPCs, you're gonna see them again. Indeed, a lot of times you just see them copied again in different places. The same one. Whatever happens to an NPC, it's gonna live again. People don't. See, a lot of people don't know the difference between fiction and reality. They weren't raised. Oh God, I got stuck. I couldn't get around him. My vehicle was as big as his. I'm trying to get out of here. I want to at least live the police chase before I get off. Devil man, ha ha, devil man, devil man, devil man, devil. Oh God, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. We're finally getting to it. I don't think she's getting away this time. I'm trying, but I don't think she's going to. There's too many obstacles for this big old freaking vehicle. You want a little one when you're running. Next time I get her running, I'm going to make sure I've got a little vehicle. You get better mileage in the little vehicle. And you can swoop through vehicles. That was the undercover cop. He was the undercover schmuck. I was watching Miami Vice for a little bit when I was eating a last meal and taking my medicine. I figured out what Hunter Biden's trying to copy, by the way. He's trying to imitate Don Johnson, but he's doing a very bad... He's a felon at it. He don't look as good or as cool as Don Johnson. I knew how Don Johnson looked. I just forgot. It's been years. I wish I had a place where I could sign her up as an undercover and pretend like she was Miami Vice. That would be neat, although I have no use for that type of life. Now if it's used right, I got nothing against it. Setting up people, not for that. Not for that. Catching criminals, I'd be okay with it. Just setting up people and saying they were the criminal just to look like you was a good guy and you was catching criminals, I frown on that.
I'm sorry, I've been looking.
See, I read them, and I think she got home at the same time. Well, how about that? How about that? She's all banged up, though. Look at her face. She actually made it home, y'all. You know what? Hold on, let me deposit her money in the biz bank. Whatever she's got. Well, deposit it in the biz bank. Then I'm gonna go sell this heap of junk and try to get her back home. Let's sell this hunk of junk. I didn't even know she was about home. It probably won't be worth much if she's banged it up, but maybe she'll get a few hundred off of it. Now I'm going to try to pay attention to which way I come out or go in, because that'll be my way of getting back home without the taxi guy. Because just like in my regular home and stuff, I'm starting to sort of memorize the surroundings. I need to run back around from the sign and I go straight up. I'm forever your girl. I remember when some students caught me as being a fan of Paula Abdul, they made fun of me. Because I was known as the metal kid. She actually got $2,000 off of it. Let me make sure I go back out the same way I came. Because I go back out the same way I came, I can just run straight up. After I take the turn.
I don't care if he's married, I need that bonus. It's not sexual harassment if I like it.
I don't care if he's married. Step by step, ooh baby, gonna get to you, girl. Step by step, ain't gonna bump no more, no big fat woman. Bump no more, no big fat woman. Bump no more, no big fat woman. No more, no big fat woman. I'm going to tell y'all a little story about that though. People judge too much by looks. But there's pretty and ugly people in both skinny and fat. I'm going to say that. It's pretty and ugly in both skinny and fat. I've seen some pretty fat ladies. I've seen some ugly skinny women. And that's how I'm going to close with that. And I'm not being discriminatory against anybody. Just saying. There are really, really ugly skinny people, and there are really, really pretty fat women. You don't have to be just skinny just to be pretty. Bump, no more, no big fat woman. Bump, 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 bump. No more, no big fat woman. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, no more, no big fat woman. Bump, 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 bump. No more, no big fat woman. Somebody take her. Indeed, there's pretty women in all colors, creeds, and religions, and sizes. And there's ugly people in those same categories. And beauty and ugly also is in the eye of the beholder. Somebody take her. The best thing to do is judge a person on personality over looks, because you could get you a beautiful man or woman, or handsome man or beautiful woman, if you like that terms better, if you're old-fashioned. You could have the devil's son or daughter. Remember that. There's also this song about finding you an ugly wife. It's from the 60s or 70s. That was probably because it was warning you about the beautiful people. Baby, 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 what's it gonna be? Baby, baby, baby. So just don't judge solely on looks. You might get you a devil or she-demon. You might get you a Diablo or a she-demon. A Diablo or a, let's put it this way, a succubus. You might get you a succubus or a Diablo. Don't just judge by looks alone. And then you might end up like... Then there's also the stand-alone types that always end up alone. Ah! Stand alone! That's probably going to be me. I'm probably always going to be alone. Let's put her to bed. Speaking of succubus, she's in all red and she's got red hair. I'll get off here. She's a fantasy anyway. She's fake. She ain't even real. I'll see y'all next time.